Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to today's Pick a Card reading. Today, we are looking at how the person on your mind is currently feeling about you, and we have three groups to choose from 1, 2, and 3, and an extended for each group. Information on that, well, the link is down below, and you can find more information on that at the link on my website. Personal readings are also available on my website, and they are also linked down below. And I don't really have that much else to say today, so I will now leave you to focus on which deck calls to you the most, and I will see you soon. Hello, my beautiful pile ones, and welcome to your reading. Today we are looking at how the person on your mind is currently feeling about you. So we are going to start off with an energy check-in so that you can decide if this is your reading, if this is your group, or if you want to see another pile, or if you want to just click off, which is also perfectly fine. Up to you. You do you. So anyway, let's get into this reading and see what we have. We have the stone. For a lot of you, I think this is going to be someone that you are separated from and whose feelings you can't currently read very well. I think this is going to be someone you don't know what's on their mind. You don't know what's going through their mind. You don't know how they see you. You may have an idea, but I think it's all coming through very uncertain. You may still feel this person's energy around you. There may still be a lot of connections to them and a strong connection that you feel towards this person as well. I think it's coming through a bit like they have maybe closed off. So for some of you, they could have walked away from this situation, or they could have done something that led to a separation here, because for a lot of you, I feel like there is this kind of being pulled apart kind of energy here, but there still seems to be a lot of fog around the situation. So maybe for some of you, this is a recent separation, or a separation that has had a very significant impact for both of you, both you and this person. For a lot of you, this may be a no contact situation as well, and it is coming through with some disruptions in communication. However, this seems to have been a significant connection, something that maybe also ties deeply to your spirituality. A connection that has also led to you connecting more with yourself and not just with this person that is coming through. They are coming through as being a bit in the air about their situation, about where they stand. Not just towards the connection, but just in general. I feel there are a lot of gaps in their life, a lot of gaps in their understanding of their own self as well. I think this is someone who is currently struggling a bit with their identity, who they are, who they want to be, where they want to go. They may be struggling to kind of make sense of their life, or feel like they're making all the right decisions. I don't know. I'm just getting a lot of uncertainty from this person. And there is a sense of sadness coming through as well, a sense of grief, a sense of loss, and feeling a little bit left out in the cold. But there is also a certain stubbornness that is coming through with this, and a desire to protect themselves, to be safe, to be in control to some extent of the situation, of their boundaries. This person may have set boundaries with you, for some of you, or they may have said, I'm not going to contact you because it hurts or it is difficult. I think there are a lot of confusing energies at play here, and something in this situation feels a little bit unfinished. If you felt drawn to pile 3 as well, I would recommend you check it out if this ends up not sounding exactly like your situation, or one could be you, one could be the other person's energy. Because I was thinking whenever I film in reverse, there seems to be a connection between the piles that either I will state or I will see in the comments repeatedly, like, oh, this was this and this was that for me. But in any case, take these messages as they resonate with you. Personally, it may not hold the same meaning for every single one of you. So this is someone that values you a lot, but also feels that you are far away right now. They feel distant from you. They feel a bit shut off, shut down. They feel defensive. They feel worried. I think all of these uncertainties, all of this fog that is surrounding them, it's making them feel like they're just in constant limbo. And this connection seems to be one of many things that they are worried about right now. So this may be someone that is in a place where they're really trying to figure out their life. If you are in contact with this person, it may be very limited, or it may just be contact that makes the situation more complicated. It makes it more confusing. I do think this is a very complicated situation, in the sense that I think there are a lot of feelings at play that, and maybe some pain that has remained kind of unresolved, questions that have remained unanswered. There is a lot of passive energy here, like the connection almost froze. That's what it feels like. Maybe this person shut you out in some way. The energy of it feels cold rather than something explosive that led to some kind of separation. It feels more like a fading out rather than going out with a bang. I think this person currently feels a bit emotionally shut down and a bit emotionally distant from you. That's not because they don't value you. That's not because they don't care. I think this is someone that cares deeply about you, but they are not in a place where they feel they can focus on that. I feel like this person is trying to kind of distance themselves from this situation so that they can have peace of mind and they can think about what they need to think about. They can feel what they need to feel. They can figure out what they need to figure out. There is a sense of overwhelm, so that seems to have led to a shutting down of some sorts. It's like when, you know, a laptop is just getting too hot and there's too many things running in the background, and then it just shuts down. That's kind of what it feels like. I don't know why I'm just bringing laptops up. Maybe for some of you, this person could be an engineer of some sorts or a programmer, or anything to do with technology and communications, but it's just for extra confirmation if you are looking for any. Doesn't have to be the case for every single one of you. I think this person feels a bit numb as well, and that is part of them shutting down. I think they feel a bit numb towards you and the connection, but that is them kind of trying to dampen the pain, make it less, avoid it, because they don't quite know how to deal with it. I think they miss you. I'm seeing a hand here, kind of in the gray tones. But they feel very distant from you. There is a sense of disconnect. This is quite a heavy energy, so for some of you, it could be that this is a situation that happened very recently and this person is still processing what happened, still trying to make sense of what happened, how they acted. They know it hurts. I think this person feels the loss of you very strongly, feels your absence very strongly. So if this sounds like your situation, let's get into the tarot now and see how this person is feeling about you currently. For my pile ones. No, one more apparently. We have Justice in, well, 10 of Pentacles, and we have Justice in reverse. Libra energy or season could be significant. Something could have happened during Libra season, especially if you're watching this at the time I'm posting it. Libra season was not that long ago. It's only a few months back. So that could have been a relevant time. For my pile ones, how is this person feeling about pile one? I don't know if I'm gonna have to censor this and how specific YouTube is about all the rules, but I'm just gonna do it anyway. Since YouTube does not like nudity, we have the 3 of Wands. And we have the Star in reverse. Aquarius energy is also coming through, as well as Cancer. There is a very strong sense of grief and longing. I think this person feels a bit hopeless towards you. I think they wonder about you a lot. I think they feel very curious about how you're doing, but they also feel it wouldn't be right to know how you're doing, almost like they don't deserve to know. And I don't know if that is necessarily reflecting an objective truth or how you feel. Well, it's more so an energy of this person feeling quite weighed down within themselves about this situation, and I feel like it has brought a lot of self-doubt to them, a sense of loneliness as well. Something, for some of you, this person could have broken your trust in some way, or they may feel that they did, and about that, they seem to feel a lot of shame. They feel very judgmental towards themselves, regardless of how you may have reacted. But it's almost like they bury that down. They feel like they have to. We have Judgment and we have the 5 of Swords coming out. They just kind of fell. And as I was saying, like, they are judging themselves for maybe a conflict or a breakdown of the connection that they caused. Maybe a gradual sense of distance coming from your end, or just little cracks in the connection that may have eventually led it to fade out. And I think this person still feels very attracted to you. They still feel very drawn to you. They feel very intrigued by you, but they also feel very hurt by the situation and maybe some things you may have said or certain conversations that you and this person may have had. Because there is there is a lot of sadness coming through. This person feels like they are grieving. We have the Six of Cups. They really miss you. For some of you, you could have had family with this person or felt like family with them or planned to have a family or settle down together in some way, whatever exactly that may mean for you. There's a lot of longing. There's a lot of nostalgia that they feel. A lot of thoughts about when things were good. I think they really miss the times when things were good, things felt good, when you were having fun, when you were carefree. But that seems to be a thing of the past. And they feel right now like they are on the outside looking in, like watching you from far away, or maybe that is all that they are able to do. They don't necessarily need to be watching you or have a means of contacting you or seeing you, but I do feel that they think currently that is like, they feel that is currently the only way that it would be right to stay away. So again, there comes that sense of distance, that sense of grief. They feel overwhelmed. I think at times they feel a bit hopeful, but they almost feel like there's a sense of them shutting themselves down as well. I think they are trying to be realistic and put logic over their feelings. However, I do feel currently it's a bit of the opposite, and this person is more guided by their heart space, at least within themselves, in terms of how they may be handling the aftermath of this situation with like what they think and what they are doing currently. I feel like they are led by the heart space in the sense that it seems to, the overwhelm of that seems to have numbed them a little bit, and they seem to be guided by the heart space being shut down and closed off. So they seem to be moving in an instinct of avoidance. Even though they are grieving, it's kind of an energy of, I push it down until I can't anymore, and then it overflows a bit, but that's comforting, and then I push it down again until it overflows again. So I feel like they feel a bit like they are in repetition when it comes to this situation. They are still very much feeling the separation, feeling the confusion, feeling the sadness. We have the World coming out. A lot of major arcana as well. We have the Three of Swords. Yeah, they try to kind of hide the pain. They try to, like, they know they're gonna feel pain. They know they can't fully avoid it, but they try to. They may be trying to distract themselves as well. We have the High Priest in reverse, which is the Hierophant in this deck. Taurus and Capricorn energies could be significant. And we have the King of Wands. They feel like they have to get themselves back together because they realize they are not dealing with this in a way that is working for them. A lot of this situation, I think, still feels very unresolved. It feels unfinished, but it also feels very painful to interact with you, or potentially interact with you. I think it feels very painful for this person to have you on their mind, to have this situation on their mind. They are feeling like they need to do better. They need to, in a way, kind of fake it till they make it, till they actually feel it. I think they are trying to take care of themselves, but I do feel they are struggling currently with a lot of heavy feelings stemming from this separation. For some of you, there may have been a discovery of a truth here that was very damaging to the connection, or a string of truths. It seems like something that they were avoiding in this situation happened, and that could be just that they didn't want to separate, but that ended up happening as a result of certain conflicts you may have been having with this person. Potentially, not just once, but over time. It doesn't feel like it would be just one big thing that led to this situation. It feels a bit gradual, like a mandatory separation in some sense, that it was just fading out and it was for the best. There is a sense of feeling like they tried to do the right thing, they tried to do what was best, but I think they feel that they wronged you and that they were unfair to you, and that they didn't take enough responsibility. And now they feel that you are untouchable, you are unreachable, potentially more so because of mental and emotional boundaries they have placed on themselves right now. They are hurting. They are feeling these energies very heavily. They know it's not something they can avoid, but they are trying their best to do that for as long as they can. I think they are trying to take care of themselves. They feel that you should too. They feel hopeful that this is for the best, that this will be for the better, that everything will play out the way that it is supposed to. But I also feel a part of them is feeling a bit at a loss in terms of the meaning of it all. Like there is a slight disconnect, a fade out from their faith, their sense of faith, maybe in themselves, maybe in their existence. Maybe they are spiritual or religious and they are questioning their beliefs in that sense. They really care about you, and this person, I feel, feels very seen by you, but also misunderstood. They feel that you have good intentions towards them. They feel that you have a good heart. But they feel intimidated by the significance of this situation, the significance of this separation. For some of you, you could have been, like this situation could have been something that didn't really ground itself. But this person has felt hopeful towards it, towards you. I think they feel that the two of you connect very well, but that in some ways, the circumstances and maybe the timing, they feel something has been incompatible, and it has been significant enough that this has been for the best. And I think more than anything, they try to feel hopeful and confident in that it has been for the best. Yeah, we have Temperance in reverse. Something about timing maybe for some of you was off. Maybe this person didn't feel ready. I think right now they don't feel ready to kind of give to something outside of themselves. I think they are in a place where they're trying to grow within themselves, and they're trying to be more independent, be more initiative taking in their own life, on their own path. Maybe something to do with career, maybe something to do with studies. Maybe for some of you, this separation happened because this person's focus was going to other places. They were feeling like they have to choose something else over this situation. They have to choose another path. They feel the way things had been, this situation would not have been sustainable. And there is this rigid energy in the sense that I feel they are very absolute in their decisions. Like they feel decisive, even though beyond that wall of decision that is between the two of you, this person is experiencing confusion. They are experiencing a lot of grief. They are overwhelmed. They are struggling. But I feel that still has not made this person doubt their decision or feel like you are reachable. There is something about being untouchable, unreachable. Maybe some of you have asked this person to not contact you as well. Or maybe you made a decision to be out of contact so both of you can focus on yourselves. For a lot of you, this feels quite fresh. Or that these feelings are coming up very strongly for this person. If this is not a situation that happened recently, it could be that there was something that triggered it for this person, that all of these feelings are coming out now. They feel very strongly about you and about this situation, but they feel quite tangled up in all of that, and like they need to, for the time being, deal with it in their own space and take care of their own self. Yeah, we have the Hermit. Virgo energy or season could be significant, but essentially there is a lot of going within in this person's energy, some isolating. I think they do feel isolated from you and from this situation, because I think that makes them feel safer, even though they seem to have felt very safe with you, and they know they still would if you would talk. I think the reason they feel like you're unreachable or untouchable is not because they think you're going to be mean to them, but it's more so that I think they feel like their heart is breaking when there is this mismatch in what they feel they're able to offer to you versus like how they feel versus what's going on in their heart space for you. Is there anything else that wants to come through for my pile ones, please? We have the moon, Cancer energy, and so many major arcana cards are coming out. You have been very significant to this person. This situation, this connection has been very significant for their personal journey as well. And maybe you feel the same way about them. I think they feel very deeply connected to you, almost a sense of recognition from another life. You know that kind of feeling? They feel kind of haunted by you and by the loss of this situation, by this separation, by this distance between the two of you. Is there anything else? All right, on this note, this is where I will take it to the extended. We are going to get tons of channeled messages from this person. We are going to look at what is shifting for you personally, what is shifting for this person personally, and we will look at what is shifting in the connecting energies of the situation and within the connection in the near future. That is going to be our main focus, near future being in the next couple of weeks to a month, up to your interpretation as well. And we will finish off with advice. If you are interested, the link is down below. If not, that is perfectly okay. I am sending you tons of love in any case. Take care and bye. Hello, my beautiful pile twos, and welcome to your reading. Today we are looking at how the person on your mind feels about you right now. And first I want to do a little energy check-in so you can decide if this sounds like your situation or if you want to choose another group or just click off, whatever works. So let's get into this. The main thing that is coming through is communication. So for a lot of you, I feel even if you are in contact with this person, there still seems to be a lot that is unsaid. For a lot of you, I don't think you are on bad terms with this person necessarily, but there seems to be this tension coming from the things that are not said, this sense of like being a little bit maybe bordering on nervous about having certain conversations or hearing them say certain things or wondering if they will say certain things, if they see things the way you do. There is a lot of question marks. There is a lot of gaps, I feel, either in communication or the knowledge that runs between you and this person. And I could also see this being someone that you already are with, but there are just certain topics that you haven't really discussed, or you haven't discussed as much as you would like to discuss these things. And these topics, they seem significant. It doesn't seem like just little things that don't matter. So I feel like there are some big conversations that haven't really been had in this situation. They're coming across a little bit more stoic, but that's not because they are not emotional. I think this is someone that is actually deeply emotional, but doesn't really express that at all times. I think they have, for a lot of you, expressed emotion in some way towards you that you would know that they are. It's not that they don't like you or they're not interested or anything along those lines. And the reason I'm interpreting this as this could be someone that you already are with is because there is a sense of a little bit of distance, but only on this particular subject, this particular topic, this particular situation, maybe this particular situation from the past, maybe this particular insecurity, maybe this particular fear. There just seems to be something that is relatively unsaid. Maybe you've brought it up, but you haven't talked about it enough. But I could also see this being someone that you feel very connected to, but you don't talk to this person that much or at all. You could also be in no contact. And maybe that sounds a bit confusing, but I feel this is going to be that one group where the circumstances are kind of more in the background of this situation, and it's going to be a little bit more about kind of the more undercurrent type of energies. So for a lot of you, I feel like it's just that, like, there is a lot of respect here. This person respects you a lot as well, and they do feel protective over you and over this situation. And they seem to be kind of keeping this on the down low because they don't want anything to touch this situation. They don't want anything to hurt this situation. There is a very strong kind of going within on their end. Going within as in not necessarily on an introspection level, but going within as in keeping their personal space and the boundaries of that very clearly from other people. And when it comes to this connection, I feel like it is something that both of you hold close to your hearts, and something that maybe you feel other people don't really understand. In your connection, it's not for anyone else to dictate or comment on, even though I guess I am kind of commenting on it right now. But there is a sense of maybe onlookers, like outside people for some of you that may feel some kind of way about this situation. The reason I can't pinpoint if you are with this person or if you are communicating with them but not together, or if this is someone that you just feel very connected to but haven't talked to in a long time, I think the reason I can't pinpoint it is that energetically you are so closely knit, so intertwined. I'm hearing the building blocks are the same. I'm not sure what that refers to exactly, but there's a very strong sense of connection, and all these little stars here, that makes me think of distance, that makes me think of missing someone, craving someone, which I think is how this person feels about you, but for whatever reason, they can't seem to close that gap. For some of you, this could be a long distance situation, and maybe that is something that needs to be talked about. For some of you, you could have met this person online, and that could be kind of this barrier, this wall kind of energy that is coming through. It just seems like not everything in this situation has been figured out, and it's maybe not exactly where you would want it to be. And I think it's not where this person also doesn't feel entirely satisfied with this situation. There is something that feels inherently very much on a soul level with this person. I think you have an ability to dive in very deep, to get very like, I feel like you run very deep, and so does this person, but there is almost this energy of you encouraging them a little bit outside of their shell. because this person seems to be surrounded by a lot of mental chatter around what may happen if they get too intimate. What if they lose themselves? What if they lose their sense of stability? What if they lose what they've known? There are certain aspects of this person that are coming across a little bit more rigid, and I think change in that sense creates fear in them, even though there is also a sense of excitement about this connection, about the potential of it that this person sees. This person feels very drawn to you, first of all. Also on a mental level, there seems to be a very strong click in that sense with this person. Like they are familiar in some way and you feel familiar to them. I'm hearing part of their home. They feel very kind of intuitively connected to you, even if they wouldn't call it intuitive. It's kind of on a level that they may not fully understand. This person really admires you, finds you very beautiful, inside and out. But there is this avoidance, a little bit of avoidance, a little bit of, I don't quite know how to approach this. So they also feel a bit fearful towards you, a bit intimidated, a bit alert. I think there is a fear of doing the wrong thing, of things not working out. And that is part of the reason why there is the sense of being held back, especially by their mind. I feel like this person looks at things from a more rational standpoint, or they try to, even though, again, I think their emotions run quite deep and quite intensely, but they don't always choose to dive so deep. I feel for a lot of times, especially if you haven't been in a connection with this person, that they may have not shown much emotion outwardly towards you. Let's get into the tarot, and if this sounds like someone you know or someone you want to know about or need to know about, we're gonna now get a better look at how they feel about you and your connection. And while I'm getting ready for that, I will quickly talk about what we are looking at in the extended. We will get tons of channeled messages from this person. Then we will look at what's shifting for you, what's shifting for this person, and what's shifting in the connection, in the connected energies between the two of you in the near future. And if the near future doesn't apply, we will try to get a better time frame and a better understanding of what may be shifting and what's going on. And we will finish off with advice. So if you're interested, the link will be down below. Now, moving on to the tarot. Let's see. Pile 2, please. Pile 2. For my pile 2s. How does this person feel about pile 2? We have death in reverse. Scorpio energy or season could be significant, but it doesn't have to be. It's just for extra confirmation. if you're looking for any. We have the Ace of Swords. Things that are unsaid, unspoken, uncommunicated. We have the Ten of Wands. They feel the weight of that heavily because they realize that this resistance to approach this situation and approach this subject, or a bunch of subjects maybe, that they've been avoiding bringing up to you, talking to you about, or maybe they're not talking about it enough or to the extent that they would actually want or need to. But there is this sense of heaviness that comes from that. I think they are very, very, very incredibly drawn to you. They are so attracted to you. But they are also very confused. They're feeling confused towards you and resistant to change because they can't be certain what kind of change that will be. If it will be for the better, if it will be for the worse. And I feel that this person is busy in their head about it. They feel the weight of that responsibility of making the right decision. And I do think this is someone that can maybe be quite hard on themselves. We have the Seven of Wands. For some of you, I think this person is afraid that they would ruin the magic of this situation by kind of I don't even know by what, but there is a fear of ruining this connection. I feel like this person may feel that at times they can self-sabotage intimate connections. I think they are introspective, but I don't think they also feel very certain about what's going on here right now. So there is a sense of uncertainty. We have the Seven of Cups in reverse. They feel that, I think they feel quite dreamy about you. It's almost like a sweet escape when they get to come to you, or when they get to interact with you, or maybe even when they think about you. This person longs for you, but at the same time, they feel held back either by their own fears or by the circumstances of the situation itself. For my pile twos, how does this person feel about pile two, please? Can we clarify death? What's in this person's heart? What's in this person's heart, Spirit? We have the Three of Cups in reverse. More than they are able to express. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse as well. We have the Ace of Cups. This person cares about you deeply, but I also feel they are cautious. They feel hesitant in expressing the full extent of those feelings and even exploring the full extent of those feelings for some of you, because again, some aspects of this connection feel unexplored, and for some of you it may not be necessarily just or at all the feelings here, especially if you've been with this person for a while, but there is this, for one, ethereal aspect of this connection that I feel remains kind of unexplored. But besides that, just the full potential of this connection feels unexplored. So they feel a bit cut off, they feel a bit held back, they feel a bit unmotivated. But why is that? Can I just get a clarifier? The Tower. It's the fear of things going wrong. It's messing up. I think this person is really afraid of messing up in this connection and doing the wrong thing and hurting you and hurting them and destroying everything. They seem to have a lot of catastrophic thoughts. This chapter, this cycle and this connection, it almost feels overly saturated. Like some of you have been lingering in this chapter for a very long time and not making tangible progress in this situation because they feel a bit like slowed down, like they're stalling. And I think there is a sense of frustration that comes with that as well. They also feel that you don't see your own worth, that you don't see how wonderful, how beautiful, how valuable you are. And they also feel they would not be able to tell you, maybe because they can't find the words or because they think you wouldn't believe them anyway. Maybe you haven't believed them. This person feels you have such kind of fiery energy. Not fiery as in like you need to be a fire sign or something, but kind of just very, like you have a lot of energy. You don't have to be, I don't know, very outgoing or kind of typically, you know, high energy in that sense. But it's more that you embody a lot of energy. And you can express that in any way you want, but this person sees that you, like they feel you are very powerful, but that you may not notice that in some ways. Can we clarify the Seven of Wands, please? They feel a lot of connection towards you and a lot of like playful, childlike energy as well. If you have been intimate with this person or had an intimate connection with them, not necessarily physically, but emotionally, mentally, there is a sense of the inner child coming out and feeling like their inner child is or would be safe with you. So they feel safe with you, but to the best of their ability, because this is someone who I feel generally feels unsafe within themselves, because there is a fear of things going wrong. There is a fear of loss. There is a fear of not being good enough, especially inadequacy. And so at times this person may come across like they have their walls up, like they are very difficult to understand. I think they are not the best communicator. We have Temperance in reverse. Sagittarius energy could be significant. And look at how similar this is in image to the Ace of Cups. It's like how they're acting and how they feel. It's not in balance. It's not a match. And maybe this is a bit of a mutual situation where both of you have left certain things unsaid. Like this is just the beginning kind of energy. Like if they've expressed feelings to you, it's the energy of there is so much more. They've just like dipped their toes in the water instead of diving in deep. Can we clarify the Seven of Cups in reverse? We have the Five of Wands. This sense of indecision, this sense of stalling, this sense of kind of being at a pause, it's really frustrating for this person. I feel that they feel quite conflicted about the situation, about what choice to make, about what path to take. Because they want to make the right choice. I cut the deck and we have the Three of Wands. They want to make the right choice. And this person is also interested in growing as a person, developing as a person in their own relationship with their own self as well. They also feel you have options outside of them. I think there is an underlying fear of you choosing someone else, you having other options, you kind of having what you have with them with other people. Maybe this is something that they've experienced before in a connection, or something they've seen happen between their parents. And that doesn't have to be where this fear stems, but for some of you, that could be relevant. Is there anything else that wants to come through about how this person feels about pile 2? How does this person feel about my pile 2s? Anything else that we're missing? I do feel this person, while they feel safe with you, they don't seem to feel fully safe in the connection, or like they can depend on the connection, or like they can trust the connection fully. Your presence for this person has been very healing. It has been very soothing, but they are still healing. They are still growing. They are still in the process of understanding certain things about themselves, for themselves. about the connections that they have in their life, about the paths that they've taken. I think this person has been in their comfort zone for a long time. And it seems this connection has not, in terms of its progress, gone beyond what feels comfortable to this person. For some of you, there may have been times where they challenged certain beliefs that they had, certain fears, certain tendencies, certain behaviors of maybe being a bit of a runner. But it also feels like that pattern hasn't been fully undone. So it's still in some ways maybe getting in the way of this connection and blocking it. And this person feels that. They feel like they are holding back because they are afraid of not seeing eye to eye. They are afraid of loss. They are afraid of things not working out. I think they do have wisdom over that, in the sense that they understand it doesn't have to be bad. It doesn't have to be that things go wrong just because they are opening up. They're being real about it. Just because they are speaking about their fears, it doesn't mean they are speaking them into existence. I think this person does understand that, but there is also a lot of doubt that comes in. They feel a bit like they can't help it. I think that is partially because they feel so connected to you. For some of you, I feel you've been through a lot with this person, and there is a bit of an energy of they wouldn't be able to imagine what it would have been like without you there. You may have supported them through a difficult experience or a string of difficult experiences in their life when they felt defeated, like you are an inspiration to this person. They feel inspired by you, they feel motivated by you, but the circumstances of the connection and where it has been feeling kind of stalled, I feel like that weighs this person down, that frustrates them. They really value you. They really respect you. They really admire you. I think they are very fond of you. They feel very fond of you. For a lot of you, I feel there is definitely love here, and a lot of it, but in collective readings especially, I feel kind of like I should like watch what I say in that sense, even though this is an unfiltered reading, so I suppose I should say it, but it may not apply for every single one of you, especially if, you know, this is someone new that you feel that would be too much too soon. And maybe it is, but maybe they feel this way anyway, because, yeah, look, there is such a strong sense of connection. We have the Ace of Wands, such a strong sense of attraction, magnetism. From the heart space, we have strength. Leo energy could be significant. They are really, really admiring you. 9 of Cups, the Sun. Hello. There's a lot of Leo energy coming through as well. So Leo season could be or could have been significant, or Leo energy. But again, it's just for extra confirmation if you are looking for any. But they feel like they've known you from another life, I feel. Like it's that sense of familiarity, it's that sense of connectedness. Or like they've already loved you in another life. I don't think this person is the most emotionally expressive person, though. I think they do feel a lot, but I think they don't necessarily feel like they should put it into words. I feel like they maybe show how they feel more often, or you can pick up on it and the way they move around you. Is there anything else that wants to come through for my pile 2s? Otherwise, we will take this to the extended. There is a bit of guilt coming through as well. A bit of guilt, a bit of shame, and either something they said or something they didn't say. Something they put you through that they had to learn the hard way. If you don't have history with this person, it may not be relevant to you. But for those of you that have history with this person, if they have hurt you, I think they feel like that wasn't okay at all, how they acted. And there is a sense of like, I wouldn't have done that now if I was me, if I was the person that I am now. So for some of you, you may have gotten to know this person at different time points, or you may have seen them grow, you may have seen them change as a person over time. And I think on this note, this is where we will take it to the extended. If you are meeting me there, I will see you in a little bit. If not, that is perfectly okay. And I hope this reading was helpful. I am sending you tons of love. Take care and bye. Hello, my beautiful pile 3s, and welcome to your reading. I am actually filming your pile before either of the other two. I felt called to do it this way, but I am just letting you know, well, everything will be the same, but I am just letting you know in case you felt drawn to multiple piles. I have found that this happens, like kind of this switching of places in the filming order when there are connections between piles, and maybe I need to say something or see an energy before another so I can kind of refer to it later on. I don't know. But in any case, if you felt drawn to multiple piles, there could be multiple messages for you within this reading. So I want to start off with a little energy check-in in terms of what may have happened in this connection already and how things could have gone so far. So you can check if there is a message for you in this group or not. So the card you got was the River, and it came out very pointedly in reverse. And when that happens in this oracle deck in particular, I tend to pay a lot of attention to it because, well, they're just round cards, but this card came out exactly like this, just perfectly oriented in reverse. And another thing I noticed while preparing for your reading in particular is that my hand kept getting way too close to the candle flames. There were 2 candles in the beginning. I was trying to set all this up, but I almost burnt my hand several times, and that already gave me a sense that this connection would have been something that has felt very intense, but has either burnt you or almost burnt you in some way. And by burnt, I mean that this connection would have likely been one that came with a lot of difficult energies and pain, and it could have been very triggering for you because there is this sense of feeling very drawn to this person. However, maybe the feelings not flowing back towards you from them, that they weren't maybe in a place where they were showing you gentle feelings, nurturing feelings, nourishing feelings, but maybe this was a connection that felt more confusing and draining and like it had way too many question marks for comfort. It seems like this would have been a situation where you would have felt disappointed by how it played out, and especially disappointed by how this person was showing up. It feels for a lot of you, rather than external circumstances, it would have been this person running in some way, shape, or form, or sabotaging this connection. For some of you, this could have been a situation where there was a third party, or this person could have ghosted you in some sense, been dishonest. There is just a sense of like lack of closure and lack of clarity, which is, I'm just noticing it's the name of the deck we're going to be using for your reading as well. With this horse being upright, because the reflection in this card, now it's upright because the card itself is in reverse, so it almost feels like things were like you kind of had to go against the current. Maybe there was a desire to reach out to this person more, or to be with them, or to continue in this dynamic that would have felt draining to you, but you still wanted to give to them anyway. There is a bit of like you gave it your very best shot, you gave it your all, but then eventually something in you, a very intuitive energy is coming through, but eventually something in you would have pulled you back, or there could have almost been like a stop, or something that came to light that prevented you from continuing in this energy, prevented you from giving to this situation, or made you change your mind about what you should do. There seems to be a sense of a shift in your energy that seems to have changed the dynamic of the situation more on a surface level, in the sense that I feel like this person's actions would have been kind of what defined the initial shift in this connection, from maybe being something very promising and something that made you feel really good, to something that was maybe tiring you out and making you feel confused and ungrounded more than anything else. And that's not to say that like this is all bad or has been all bad. You know your situation best, but it's more so that I feel this is a situation, this is a group where there will be disappointments in the situation that's on your mind, and they will most likely have come without so much of an explanation on this person's end, or some form of closure coming from them in particular. For some of you, you may have had to get closure on this situation yourself. You may have given yourself closure. There's a very powerful intuitive energy here. So for a lot of you, I feel that this could have been in some way linked to some form of spiritual awakening or spiritual evolution on your end. Lessons that maybe you learned the hard way through this connection. Not because it is punishment for you, but because I feel you saw the opportunity for growth, even though you were dealing with very difficult, very heavy, very confusing energies. But for a lot of you, this, I feel, will be someone you still wonder about. Maybe you're wondering like if things have changed for them, if their mind has changed, if they regret what they did. I feel like there is maybe a lack of communication here, and maybe after the fact, after some kind of abrupt disruption to the connection, maybe there wasn't a lot of communicating and a lot of truthful news about this person. And I think it's coming through in this way in particular because maybe for some of you, you know people that they know, and maybe you hear things about this person, but maybe it's more surface level and not exactly a very honest image of what is really going on in this person's life. You know, if they've moved on, what happened. I feel that this has been mind-boggling for you. I don't know why that's the phrasing that's coming to mind in particular. There is something that seems to feel quite ungrounded about this situation, and maybe something, some understanding, some feeling in you that just doesn't feel settled. Like something feels up in the air, something feels not settled here. Maybe it's because it feels unfinished. And I think you seem to have seen a lot of sides of this person and maybe seen the best in them or highlighted the best in them. Maybe you had more of a tendency to want to see the best in people. And maybe you still do. And I think that is a wonderful skill to have, but I also feel maybe this has been a situation where this person could not see their own potential and their own sense of self, the way they saw themselves, that seems to have gotten in the way. And by the way they see themselves, I think one thing to note is that what happened here is entirely a reflection of their inner world. Their behavior is a reflection of their inner world. Maybe them being triggered, maybe being anxious, maybe being afraid. And I think this is someone who is actually quite ungrounded within themselves, the energy that is coming through. Someone who is coming across quite fearful, even if they try to put on a brave face. It's like they're always ready to fight, not because they are brave, but because it's kind of this instinct of feeling like they always need to fight something because they have to protect themselves, because there is this fear of I think not being good enough, not being accepted. And I think a lot of what happened here has been a matter of this person just having been a bit reckless and inconsiderate. And I'm not saying this to excuse any way in which they may have hurt you and anything that they may have put you through. You know your situation best. So it is not at all my intention to underestimate anything you may have gone through in this situation or to like justify their behavior, but more so to just point out that I feel there has been a lot of chaos within this person that maybe you were picking up on as well. And I feel a lot of you have wanted to be there for this person, have wanted to help them, but in some ways you've been pushed away, either by this person just shutting down and becoming maybe less communicative, but potentially also by this person being dishonest with you or kind of walking away unannounced, I'm hearing. Or saying one thing and acting completely different from that. Saying things that maybe in hindsight you may feel they didn't mean or were just false promises. There is yeah, there is that sense of disappointment. And we are looking at how this person is feeling about you right now. So I feel one thing that is coming through is like avoidance and fear of facing you, of the reflection that you will show them, a reflection of them that they would see from you, almost like a report of their behavior. I don't know why it's coming through in that way, but there is a sense of this person feeling quite observed by you and wanting to hide from the intensity of your gaze. Those are the words I'm hearing, well, seeing in my mind's eye. But let's get into the tarot and get a better look at their feelings. And while I am getting ready for that, I will quickly talk about what we're looking at in the extended. We will get tons of channeled messages from this person that is coming through. Then we will look at what is shifting for this person in their energy, thoughts, feelings, whatever it may be. We will look at what is shifting for you, including like anything external that may need to come to your awareness. Then we will look at what is shifting in this connection, and all of this will be focused on the near future, but if that doesn't apply to your situation in particular, we will also talk about that. And we will finish off with advice. The link will be down below. Okay, moving on. This is the first time I am using this deck in a reading, so I'm very excited. Okay. We have the Ten of Cups in reverse. How does this person feel about pile 3, please? How is this person feeling about pile 3? How is this person feeling? We have the Eight of Cups in reverse. Well, Eight of Cups sideways technically, but initially it seemed more reverse to me, so I'm going to keep it that way. A lot of repressed feelings. This person has a hard time kind of really feeling their feelings. It's almost like they kind of get the gist of it, but they dismiss it. Like, even the gist of it, they're kind of like, I guess I'm a bit upset, but whatever. Probably not. Like, that's kind of what it sounds like in their own head. Kind of a dismissive attitude towards their feelings and towards maybe how they've made other people feel as well. But it's not because they don't actually care. It's because I think they're afraid of facing the consequences and confronting how they've made you feel. And I think this is a pattern that potentially applies in other situations in their life as well, that they find it difficult to maybe take responsibility for their actions, especially in an emotional context. I think this person may be someone that has a lot of fears going into a connection, fears going into intimacy, more intimate energies. I think this is someone who is afraid of diving too deep and then never getting to see the surface again, never getting to breathe again. And so I feel like they just repress and push everything deep down. But there also seems to be something that pulls them down, because it's like their ankle got caught in an anchor, and that's also keeping them stuck there with all of these emotions they're trying to push down. I don't know where this kind of image just came from, but I'm seeing someone just anchored. Bottom deck energy is the devil. Very interesting that we have the devil coming through right as I was talking about being anchored, because it is like being chained. And I do feel this person is in some ways chained by their fears and chained by this anxiety around dealing with their feelings, dealing with how they really feel about situations, dealing with how they've made other people feel and how they feel about that. I think this person does miss you. They miss your presence. We have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Two of Pentacles. Their energy is coming through kind of distracted, like a little bit in a Seven of Cups kind of tinge. I think they feel a need to distract themselves from their feelings. So a lot of their feelings for you, a lot of their feelings for the situation, they seem buried. But I think this person does miss you. I think they do have this sense of longing. There is a sense of feeling just kind of unhappy, like unsatisfied, unfulfilled. Not towards you so much, but more so towards the situation. Like, not towards you as a person, not feeling unfulfilled by you as a person, but feeling unfulfilled by how the situation played out. They feel like you are on completely opposite ends of this. Like, I'm seeing a bridge. Maybe some of you have physical distance between the two of you as well, but for the most part, I get an energy of just feeling kind of emotionally disconnected, separated. And actually, I'm hearing deeply damaged. I was going to say deeply hurt, but then it was like, no, damaged, say damaged. I don't know if maybe initials, D, like double initials, D and D. We have the Eight of Wands in reverse. If you have been physically intimate with this person, I feel like there's also a strong sense of longing for that. Almost kind of trying to write it off as just like lust for some of you. But that's not all it was, and this person feels that. Like, maybe there seems to be this tendency of writing it off as, oh, it was just a crutch, oh, it's nothing, oh, it was, you know, it happens. But that's not really how this person feels. But I think they are, more than anything, afraid and anxious. Feeling withdrawn. Can we clarify the Ten of Cups in reverse, please? Ten of Cups. We have the Two of Swords. I'm hearing they feel defeated by you and defeated towards you. We have a Chariot in reverse. There is a sense of directionlessness. Like they don't quite know what to feel. I do think they feel discouraged towards you and towards this connection. A little bit maybe more hopeless. In the sense of, I think this person feels like I hear it doesn't matter anymore. Not that, and I'm hearing that more as something coming from them. Again, some kind of, like something to make them maybe feel better and make their emotions feel more manageable. Because this person feels that they did you wrong. They understand that, but I think they're afraid of facing the truth of that because they don't want to be someone who does that. And so it's kind of like denying that they could. There is a bit of perfectionism in this energy that I think they feel any mistake they make, they will immediately be rejected. And of course, your boundaries and your limits as to what kind of behavior you will accept, that part is up to you. And it's more so, I feel this person, like they are afraid of you not accepting them. So it's a bit of an energy of, I won't even talk about it because I already know what pile 3 is going to say. And I think that comes from understanding that they did something wrong and maybe feeling that they will be punished for that inevitably. Maybe that is something they experienced in the past and maybe it's something they saw growing up, but there is a sense of emotional disconnect within this person that is coming through very strongly. Like they never really learned healthy coping skills. Like they didn't really have a healthy example of what emotional connection can be like, either in their personal life or a connection they observed. I feel like this person has maybe more often than not felt disconnected from others as their true self, as their fully authentic self. I think this person feels rejected by you for who they really are, but it also seems like they didn't really let you fully see who they really are, like all aspects of it, because we all can make mistakes, you know, we all can mess up. And again, this is not to justify their behavior, and what the behavior is will vary depending on your situation, but it matters a lot how we deal with the aftermath of mistakes. And I feel like this person is kind of acting unaware of that, like acting in a way that makes it seem like they don't consider that possibility at all. It's like they've already given up because they already messed up. So it's all messed up. It's kind of a bit of an all or nothing, black or white kind of perspective. They are coming through quite judgmental of themselves and with very rigid boundaries around connections, around relationships, around themselves. Can we clarify the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, please? Cancer energy could be significant with the Chariot coming through. We have the 3 of Swords in reverse. There is a sense of, I've given up in this energy. kind of looking at it like, what's the point in looking at the past if the past is not where I'm going and if I can't change the past anyway? So I feel like there is actually a lot of opportunity for personal growth that this person is discounting. Maybe based on a fear of looking at the past, looking at themselves, looking at parts of them that they may not want to see, that they feel they could never ever change. Even if that's not a reflection of the truth. And the one constant is change. But I think this person kind of looks at it as, I am who I am, and that is constant, and that will never change, even though we are always changing and growing. You know, a food we used to like when we were super young, maybe we don't anymore, even like little things like that. And I feel this person, again, kind of has this very rigid boundary around themselves, and they seem rigid in the way they think. Even though I think this is also someone that is coming through as maybe more creative. Someone that actually can think outside of the box. But it's like they choose to put themselves in this mold, in this expectation of who they should be, of who they are. For some of you, maybe based on other people's opinions or just kind of this image that they were presented with when they were younger, or at some point about who they should be, what's right, what's wrong. And I also feel this person that doesn't really feel that they are right in this situation. Like there is a sense of guilt. But it's almost unclaimed. It's almost just kind of swirling in their energy, but they're not really acknowledging it. And I think that's because they feel shame. We have the Ten of Swords. They see you as someone valuable that they've lost. We have the Alchemist of Fire, which I will have to check what court card that is. I think it's a knight, but I'm not sure. Maybe there is something to see from the booklets as well. I never really look at the booklets. So maybe this is for a particular reason that I just blanked. Yeah, it is a Knight of Wands. It is also the last card in the booklet, which is interesting because the Knight of Wands does not typically come after the King. But what it says, connected to the air, he became a living flare, leaving sparks and hints, and wherever he walks, footprints. There is a sense of, yeah, this person does. I'm going to show you this as well. To me, the energy of these words, it feels very intense. I didn't know the booklet of this book was very kind of poetic in this way, or kind of more ambiguous. For maybe some of you are artists, but I also feel this person is good with words, and they actually emotionally run much deeper than what they feel brave enough to explore. I think this person does care about you in their own way, and it seems like there is also a sense of not wanting to hurt you, so as a result, like that sense of avoidance, that sense of I should hide, that sense of I should stay away. I don't know what happened here, but the energy of it feels very intense to me. For some of you, maybe you've been through several cycles with this person. There seems to be a lot of unexpressed energy between the two of you. Like this connection has been left to cool off, but it's not cooling off. That's what it feels like. I think this person is hurting about you. But I feel for the most part they are hurting about how they have shown up, how they have acted in this situation. Again, there is this energy of like feeling drawn to you, but I'm hearing again, it's unclaimed. It's in a way that they can't claim. Like in a way that they are not acknowledging. And look how this Ten of Swords has feathers instead of swords. And the Ten of Swords, it's typically more of like an intense card in depiction and in pictures as well. So again, like it's the Ten of Swords, but we have 10 feathers instead. That sense of underplaying emotions, underplaying situations, so that they are maybe easier to ignore. Like if it's the mountain versus if it's a little stone. A stone is easier to overlook. A stone is easier to not see. I also just saw 35 when I was glancing at the screen. 35 could be a significant number, or 88. The month of August, Leo energy or Virgo energy from the month of August. That may mean Leo because also the Strength card. This person feels apologetic about you, towards you. They do feel attracted to you. They do feel drawn to you. But as drawn to you as they are, there is still that very strong sense of almost rigid avoidance, keeping to themselves. We have this Nine of Pentacles energy coming through as I stop shuffling as the bottom deck energy. This is a very independent energy. It's kind of, they're coming through kind of hermit-like currently, but not exactly in the sense of doing a lot of introspection or having done a lot of introspection more so, but having had avoided doing that introspection, and as a result, feeling the weight of all that they have not allowed to pass through them, or either add to them or leave behind. It feels like they just have not really sorted through the baggage, the emotional baggage, so they're carrying everything, things that they may not need anymore as well with them. And by that, I mean self-limiting beliefs and maybe certain emotions, certain perspectives that may have kept them stuck in certain loops of showing up, especially in close connections. Because I do think this is someone who feels quite ungrounded and insecure in themselves. That has come through a lot in this reading. I think while you may have seen their potential, I don't think this person has, and they have acted accordingly. Because there is a sense of like, this is just set in stone. There is that rigidness coming through, that almost stubbornness. Is there anything else that wants to come through? Otherwise, I will now take this to the extended. All right. Then on this note, this is all I have for you. I hope this was helpful. I will see you in a little bit if you're meeting me in the extended. If not, that is perfectly okay. I hope this resonated, and hopefully I will see you soon. I am sending you tons of love. Take care, and bye.